So good evening to one and all. So 2 weeks back I was giving the preparation tips for the UGC NET examination as far as the history subject is concerned. So based on that live video, the students were asking me for the preparation tips for the paper one of the UGC. So as you all know that UGC is for the so from the next year onwards 2023 onwards even though the students even though the aspirants for the professors they they need this examination to be passed, so there is a high grade demand and being and compared to the UPSC this examination also goes with the UPSC examination. It scrutinizes the eligibility of the aspirants of the junior research fellowship as well as the assistant professor. So this December 21 exam and June 22 exam has been merged by the NTA, that is a national testing agency, and the UGC NET examination recent days have become the online examination. So you can look into the schedule of the examination. It's a common examination for all the need to have a qualifying marks in that paper, and every year, every time there is a cutoff also. So since the examination in efficient manner, so the next examination is in the month of June 2022, and the students who are they are going to sit for the examination, they would have prepared a lot and all. So my intention is to help the students who are in the MA first year this year and going into the second year, the coming next academic year. So it is a good thing that the preparation part, if you have around a solid 6 months with you in hand, you can very well pass strike the examination in the first attempt itself. So as far as the paper one is concerned, it consists of 50 questions of 2 marks, so that 100 questions, and the time duration is 1 hour. So normally the paper one being done from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. being an online examination, the computer based test, it is a multiple choice question. So as far as the examination, this paper one examination is concerned, you need to have a very effective preparation because being a common paper for all the candidates. So it includes generally it includes the reasoning ability, reading comprehension, divergent thinking, and general awareness in general. So that paper 2 is as far as what are the subjects you are learning. You can have a choice over your paper 2 as well. So as far as the paper 1 syllabus is concerned, it has been divided into subtopics of 10 subjects. So it covers. It's actually I cannot say that it is an easy thing. It is quite difficult only, but anything becomes easier when you do it and when you practice much. So as far as the paper one examination is concerned, you need to have a good practice over the mock exam question papers. That is more important. So there are lots and lots of previous year examination question papers, so you can have a look at all those things. You can get the study materials or the books. Anyway, I'll be referring some of the books for the preparation of the paper one examination. So as far as the subjects being covered in paper 1, or so the students who have already sat for the examination, they might be knowing about what are the topics being covered in paper 1. But I am just want to state here for the students who are appearing new to the UGC NET examination, right? So the subjects being covered in paper 1 or the research aptitude, which consists of the research, the meaning of research, characteristics, types of research, methods of research. So the people who are doing into the MA second year history, they will be studying in historiography, the research methodology, and all other things. So when you prepare your semester examination itself, you can simultaneously prepare for the UGC paper 1 for the research paper. There is a research aptitude test. It consists of the steps of research, the research ethics, and the thesis writing, what are the characteristics and format and other things. So there are good books for this research aptitude, and absolutely you need to have a good understanding of the subject. Because most of the, when you look into the previous year question papers, most of the questions or the, it touches the understand ability questions, that is analytical questions. They will not ask you the direct question like what is what and what is this and other things. You have to understand what is it. For example, if they are asking for the questionnaire or interview or the research process and other things, you need to understand each and every concept of research. Then only you can write the answer for the multiple choice question. Because when you look into the answers of the questions, all the answers may look the same for you, but there is a slight difference in the answers as well. So the second one is the teaching aptitude, which covers the nature, the objectives, the characteristics and basic requirements of teaching, the evaluation systems, the factors affecting the teaching, learners' characteristics, teaching aids, methods of teaching and other things. So this is absolutely in correlation with the students who are doing the education subjects, because this examination is testing the teaching knowledge of the candidates. They have included this part into the paper 1. So for the teaching aptitude also, you need to have a good practice over the questions who have been asked previous years. So the next one is the reading comprehension. You would have done from your 10th standard level onwards. So if you, they just check over here your English language. That is very important. The comprehensive passage or the set of associated questions. They'll give a big paragraph. You need to understand the paragraph. So during the school days or in the college days, in the general English paper and all, when you look into they'll give you a small paragraph. But here around maybe the paragraph may be around 2 pages as well. So based on that paragraph, they will ask certain question. Around 5 questions appear for a paragraph. You need to understand. And you have to do it in a very quick manner. That is very important. They test your efficiency and the ability here. So you cannot find out the answer, direct answer you cannot find out. Here also they will test your understanding level. So you need to have a good common sense, as well as the understanding part of that passage is very important. They will not ask you any direct question as far as the school level or the college level is concerned. You cannot expect that here. The next one is the reasoning, that is including the mathematics. Here some of the students who are into the science subjects like maths or the commerce students may perform well here, because the questions, the subtopics of the reasoning here is the number series, letter series, codes, classification and relationship. Here one thing you have to remember, that you need to find out, you need to just practice yourself with the shortcut methods. There are good number of books for understanding these concepts in the shortcut level. So that will make your time, you can save your time, because within a period of 1 hour you need to answer around 50 questions. But 50 questions is not a very easy thing. It is a difficult thing, because each and every question, at least it will take more time for you. If you're just practice yourself, if you put your hand into the practice of answering all the previous year question papers or the mock test, you have to take yourself. That is a self preparation, that is a self appraisal of yourself must take over here. That helps you out much as far as the paper 1 topic is concerned. So the next one is the communication part. Here they test you about the different types of communication, because here also the teaching ability of the candidate is being checked. So the characteristics of the communication or the barriers affecting the communication or effective classroom communication, that is being tested over here. Next comes the mathematical reasoning is one part, and now comes the logical reasoning. In most of the competitive examination, you would have seen the logical reasoning part, like you would have studied in maths like Venn diagram or analytical reasoning or the logical diagrams or the diagrammatic relationship or multi-diagrammatic relationship. like the verbal on analogies or deductive and inductive reasoning, because all these terminologies may be quite tough to hear, but when you put your thing into practice, when you do it by hand, you can easily undergo all these things. So the logical reasoning here also, the shortcut method is very important, and I will give you the references, the books to be referred for the preparation, as well as different. There are lots of YouTube channels which teach you the paper one topics. Next comes the last one is the information and communication technology. Here they will test you about the advantages and the uses of internet or general abbreviations and terminology. So you need to go with the IT as well, because we are all in the world, it's a information technology world, it is a knowledge economy. So you have to just know about the ICT techniques here in the teaching. Then comes the data interpretation. So in the research part, we people do, there is a, when you do the MA project work or the MPhil research work and all, some people go for the statistical analysis and all. So there, how to analyze the quantitative data and how to analyze the qualitative data, and what are the sources for the interpretation of the data, and how to give the graphical representation of the data or the mapping of the data. So for all these things, you have to make yourself acquainted with the theoretical aspect of all. So then only you can give the answers. When you just give the practice, when you understand the concept, and when you practice yourself, only you can able to answer the question. First of all, you need to understand each and every concept. So whenever you study these topics from different books, you just take down the notes. So the basic concepts and all, you need to take down the notes. That will help you a lot, because every now and then you cannot just deal with the books. You cannot just take the book and read. You have to prepare your own notes. So even during the preparation tips for the history subject, I was stating these things. So the preparation of the notes part is very important, because each and every person is unique. So their preparation will be different. You cannot copy the other person, how he is preparing and all. Your way or your strategy must be different. So that will help you a lot, because every teacher is totally a different person, and every person is unique, and how they handle the subject also counts over here, and you cannot compare one teacher with the other teacher and all. So they have their own strategy as well. So in the part of preparation also, you need to be very clear in collection of the materials, and the selection of the books and preparation of the notes, because this notes will help you out. So when you just go on reading, and when you refer the other books and all, so this will help you out. So the final thing is about the next topic is on the higher education system, the governance, polity and administration. Why these questions are being asked is, you need to be very well acquainted with the higher education policies of the government, because every now and then the government introduces certain rules and regulations for the higher education institutions, as well as for the students and the research scholars as well. So the people who are the aspirants of the UGC NET examination, you need to be well acquainted what is happening with the government as far as the higher education system is concerned, how the government is governing. For example, they might ask you the UGC, the guidelines, or the UGC setup, or the administrative structure of the UGC, and now the National Testing Agency is conducting the examination all over India. So here you need to know about the formal and the distance education, professional, technical and general education. So what are the different educational institutions in India? So they might ask you any questions under this part. It is absolutely on the current affairs as well. So the concepts, the institutions, the polity, the governance, administration, and how the institutions interact with the other institutions. Nowadays, the higher education institutions are being visited by the NAC committee. They give the certain recommendations how to develop the colleges and the universities and all. So all these comes under into this aspect. So as a future aspirant of becoming a professor in the universities and colleges, you need to know all these things. So the new education policy, what are the previous education policy, and what are the recommendations being made by the government, and how when they are going to get implemented, what the research scholar has to do, what are the requisites of the PhD research scholar. So every now and then there are lots and lots of regulations, so you have to get well acquainted with the thing. And finally, with the people and environment. So these days, this is absolutely on the current affairs part, and how we people are being with the interaction with the environment, that is also being tested in this paper 1. So different types of pollutants and the impact of human life, the exploitation of the natural and energy resources, because we are just living in this world and we need to have a good acquaintance with the environment. You should know what is happening with the environment, because when the environment is safe only we can live actually. So as a teacher, you need to be a good stakeholder as well. So for all that is the reason these questions also appear in the examination. So these are the different topics as far as because I think that I have covered all the topics being in the syllabus of the paper 1. So coming to the pass mark, actually there is no pass mark in the NET examination. They give the cutoff mark and they give the qualifying marks. So the qualifying marks, when you see the paper 1, only 40% is considered to be the pass mark. But that 40 marks will not help you out, because when lots and lots of students are appearing, when some of the students, if they get around 70 marks and all, they may keep that 70 as a cutoff. So for that is the reason why many people fail here. So there is no pass mark as far as the UGC NET examination is concerned. There is only a cutoff mark. So like the other competitive examinations, here also the UGC NET examination, the NTA also test your ability and they give importance to the cutoff mark. So every year and for every session, this cutoff mark varies from different numbers. So next, coming into the paper 1, what are the books to be covered? So there are lots and lots of books, but some certain books being recommended by many people who have already cleared the UGC examination. So when you look into my description of this video, when you click the description, I have given the list of books over there. So when you look into there, the book title, the author name and the publisher name is there. So the Trueman's UGC or the SET General Paper 1, given by Gagan and Sajid Kumar, that's the author. Next comes the NTA UGC NET Paper 1 by Arihant Publications. Next one is the Dr. Usha Rani Jain for the UGC Paper 1. And for the teaching and research aptitude, you can very well go for Dr. Ansari, which is being published by the Ramesh Publishing House. General awareness, absolutely, you need to look into the India yearbook or the Manorama yearbook, that will help you out. As far as the next one is the reasoning part, the new approach to the reasoning, verbal or non-verbal, by Sijwali and Hindu Sijwali by Arihant Publication. So here you have to remember very well that the Arihant Publication books of paper 1 will help you out a lot. So then there is a book on computer awareness by Mini Goyal and Shweta Rani. Then quantitative aptitude by Agarwal. So this Agarwal's book it's a basic book published by the Chand Publications. For the quantitative aptitude, you need to refer the Agarwal's book. So that is a basic book. Next one is the N.K. Singh. He has also given a book on quantitative aptitude and it is being published by the Upkar Prakashan publication. And finally, the most important thing over here is for the comprehension part, you need to have a very good grammar book. It is the Renan Martin's English Grammar and Composition, because this will help you out to catch all the answers of the comprehension passage, because it may be if you just give your practice to the comprehension thing, 5 questions you can answer very well, all the 5 questions to be answered in a very right manner. So for that reason you have to just go into a good English grammar book, then only you can understand the thing. So for this the practice is very important. So next comes for the general awareness, as I said, the Manorama yearbook or Arihant publication, and the reasoning ability is the modern approach by the Chand publication Arihant. So the Arihant publication book is very well go with the students who are already cleared the examination. So next comes some suggestions. Actually, I am not I am not handling these subjects. I am, because being a professor of history, I may give you the effective preparation or how to prepare for the exam, UGC NET examination as far as the history subject is concerned, and I have got some plans of giving some of the lectures on the certain topics which is being very frequently asked in the UGC NET examination in the future days. So there are some suggestions for you to formulate a strategy. That is, you have to prepare yourself smart. The smart strategy for the exam preparation is very much important as far as the paper 1 is concerned. So you need to have a good preparation beforehand. So anything which is not prepared well will not get its success, right? So before you begin the preparation, it is very important to be well versed with the syllabus. So the syllabus part of paper 1, you should know all the topics as well as the subtopic. You cannot skip any topics, because if you skip any one of the topic, it's unfortunately the question may appear from that topic. So you cannot skip any of the topic. At least the 90% of the syllabus you must cover in full hand. At least if you are not able to cope up with in the first attempt, at least in the second attempt you should clear the examination. You should not take many invasions of writing the examinations. So for that, the smart strategy, it's a hard work is important, but at the same time smart work helps you out. So next one is the study material. Gathering the study materials, the previous year question papers, and the mock tests that you can utilize during the examination. So you have to very well appraise yourself, taking the question paper in hand. After some preparation of 1 or 2 months, get the mock, the previous year question paper, and just give your hand into that. That is going to help you out. So start your preparation by solving a few mock tests and analyzing them, and this will help you in shortlisting your strong and weak subjects. So each and every person, as I told you before, that every person is different. So one person may be very well acquainted with the logical reasoning or the quantitative aptitude. Other person may be well versed in the teaching aptitude or the environment part or the higher education system. Most of the art students, because being a history professor, I know about the students of the subject they are dealing with the history. They are just quite acquainted with the research aptitude, teaching aptitude and other things, but not with the logical reasoning and the quantitative aptitude, because they are not used to it. But as far as the science students are concerned, they are quite well versed with the quantitative part or the logical reasoning or the mathematical ability and all. So you need to have, even though being a science student or art student, every student must have got all the abilities, reasoning or logical reasoning or quantitative or maths or whatever it is. There's a general awareness or something. So nowadays some questions are appearing from the current affairs as well. So you need to have a good regular newspaper. You must be a regular newspaper reader. There are lots and lots of websites being available, and this Jagran Josh will help you out for the current affairs. So just have a look at it, because they are giving it in a nutshell for every month of the current affairs. Though the UPSC aspirants, the people, the students who are preparing for the civil service examination, they look into the Jagran Josh and other things. So that will help you out. So it may help you out for the other examinations also. So as I told you that the previous question papers will help you out for the logical reasoning and other things. You can even get the previous question papers of the other competitive examinations, like the Staff Selection Commission or Railway Recruitment Board or the other bank examination. So here perfect practice will make you to find out a day. So you need to, if you want to come out in a flying colors in the first attempt or at least in the second attempt, you need to have a full practice over the subject. That is very important. So as far as the syllabus is concerned, as I told before, that there are 10 subsections and tackling. So when you prepare yourself, you need to give your attention to one subsection at one time. Don't jump here and there from one subsection. From when you are doing the logical reasoning, don't think about the teaching aptitude. When you are with the teaching aptitude, just concentrate on it. That is more important. Don't skip from one part to the other part. That will not help you out. So just make yourself well versed with every subtopic. So finish one by one and then give your preparation, because when you look into the question papers, previous year question papers, they will give you from all the subsections the questions will appear. So for example, in the first month you are preparing for the teaching aptitude and the environment part, attempt those questions of the previous year question papers. Don't just go into the logical part and other thing, because that will make you tensed. So you will lose your confidence over there. So if you are well versed with the teaching part and the environment, attempt the previous question papers of those subtopics. Then only you can find out where you are lacking. So your strength and weakness will be highlighted for yourself. The self correction is very important over here. So where you're lacking, you just find out, and you can just watch some of the YouTube channels, and I will give you the YouTube channel list also, where the paper 1 is being taught by different students as well. The people who have cleared the examination, they have given the suggestions, their recommendations, or how to prepare for the examination. Even they take the classes as well. So you can just go into those sites, because some of the students may not be financially strong to go into for the coaching centers and other things. The self study, if the students who are going for the self study, they can take the help of the YouTube. Only the cost is the internet cost only. So you can just have a look at it, and but buy certain books which will help you out, because everything you cannot do it online. There are lots of questions being available online also. You can just go for the mock examination through the online as well, but the hard copy should be with you. So the preparation part, the notes and other things, you have to prepare your own notes, and you need to have a hard copy with you. Only that will help you out. So the books, you need to have your own books with you. So next one is try to learn as I told you before, try to learn the short tricks, especially for solving the aptitude questions. Even those books, as I told you about the Agarwal book and all, they give the short tricks, how to go about with the logical reasoning, how to find out the answer. They ask you about find the odd man out of all the thing. So for all these things, there are little short tricks for the questions. So you have to learn. It will improve your speed as well. You can save your time during the exam, because within a matter of 1 hour you need to answer 50 questions. So you cannot there is, since there is no negative marking, you attempt all the question, you cannot skip the questions. So if there is a negative marking only, you will have certain the tension of not attempting the question. Here that is not there. Since the no negative marking is there, you can use the time and you can attempt all the questions as well. Some of the questions, if you find it so difficult, just keep it during the last part of the examination, and just go through and attempt the questions. Don't get tensed at all. Okay. So next one is for the instant revision, prepare the short notes and practice the previous year. I am again and again I am stressing on this point, is the practicing the previous year papers and the mock test for better efficiency. Okay, you can check with the UGC website of the result part, so that you can get the idea of examination cutoff, and according to that you can prepare for that. So analyze the sample test after solving them to understand your strength and weakness. So when you attempt a question paper of 50 questions, find out where you're lacking, because again and again you cannot deal with the questions where you're strong, but concentrate on the questions where you're weak. So when you feel that the logical reasoning comes to you very easily, just leave that and keep aside and concentrate on the topics of research aptitude, which may not be very easy for you, right? The next one is, do not overburden yourself. So for every work to be done in an efficient manner, the burden should not be there. It should be a passion, it should not be a burden. Because passing the UGC NET examination is going to give you a life. Don't make yourself overburdened or don't make yourself stressed. Take short breaks in between your schedule. So frame out a good timetable for the examination. So when you're preparing for the UGC NET exam, for example, it is a matter of 6 months, you're preparing the solid preparation of 6 months. For example, when you're going to appear for the December 2022 examination, you can start this month onwards. That is from June onwards. So when you just go on by one month and next month and other things, you just formulate a timetable for yourself, because you know about you much than others. Take the help of your teachers in formulating a schedule or how to go about with the subject. Side by side, simultaneously you prepare for the paper 1 and paper 2. You cannot just sit with the paper 1 always. So in the morning time or whichever time is feasible for you, you just allot that time for the paper 1, and for the paper 2 you allot certain different times. During the afternoon time and all, you can solve some of the questions and all. You cannot read new things during the afternoons after your lunch. You may feel tired or something in the early morning hours, or some people may have got the practice of studying the late hours also, because it's up to them. You cannot just say that you cannot sit for a long time during night and all. It is their practice. So each and every, as I told you before, that each and every person is different in formulating their own strategy as far as the preparation part is concerned, right? So do not overburden yourself and take short breaks in between your study schedule, and you can use your diagrams or chart for an easier understanding of a concept. Okay, so you can just formulate a flow chart like, or the diagram like, or there is a mind mapping like, for easily for remembering all the concepts and other things. As there is no negative marking, as I told you before, sectional cutoff. So focus on maximizing your score. Even for 100 marks, you can aim for 80 or 90. At least you may score 70. So if you get the score of 70 for 100, sure, you are going to just, you will get the result as you are qualified for the UGC NET examination. So aim for 100, you cannot aim for 100, but you can aim for above 80, so that you can reach that 70 level. So if you happily, you can sit back and enjoy your result as well when you score above, there is a 70 or above. So focus on maximize your score by improving the accuracy and speed. So here accuracy part is there, and one more thing is the speed. So the speed comes to you when you practice yourself. So for example, when a person wants to achieve the athlete, if she wants to achieve the first place, she has to give a much practice to the legs, then only she can achieve. So you cannot just go and sit for the examination within a preparation of a week or a month. Preparation is not going to help any student. So at least 5 to 6 months of solid preparation, 5 to 6 months makes you to successfully clear the examination even at the first stroke itself. Some of the students who are into the MA first year of their degree, MA first year, when they start preparing from the first year onwards, along with the preparation of the semester examination of the subjects, it will help them out. Because when you clear this examination, you can even just, when you score with the higher marks, you can even get the scholarship. There is a JR fellowship you can get. So with that fellowship, you can go for the research degree as well, the PhD research. So without any financial constraints, you can clear the PhD degree also. Because from 2023 onwards, the UGC NET, along with the UGC NET examination, you need to clear the PhD also. So PhD becomes very mandatory for the people who wants to get into the promotions of the professor from the assistant to the associate professor. So even though they clear with the PG degree and the NET examination, they can become the assistant professor. But if you want to become an associate professor, PhD degree is mandatory. Understood. So during the time of the when you study itself, if you plan ahead, when you have a good planning, you can achieve both together, like the UGC NET examination clearance with the PhD degree. So you just look into some of the YouTube channels when the aspirants who have aspirants as well as the people who have passed the examination. If you go through those videos, you will get the good inspiration and motivation, right? So the Arihant publication books, the Teaching Aptitude, the McGraw-Hill publication, all these books. So you can just look into the description of this video down. I have given the list of books over there. So coming into how does the social media or the YouTube channels help you out for the preparation of the paper 1 examination is you cannot just go for the paper 1 examination coaching to any institution, because since being a preparation, I am just giving the preparation tips for the self study. You can just take the help of some of the app or some of the YouTube video channels for the preparation. So the best app, as far as the other people who have cleared the examination, they say it as the Hello Net Set app. It has been designed for those who are preparing for the UGC NET and JRF examination. So Hello Net Set. So just download that app and you can keep it with you, and you can because it includes all the topics like the teaching aptitude, research aptitude, environment, higher education, etc. So go on, and when you just have a look at it for a long time, or when you make it as a practice, you can achieve it. As far as the major YouTube channels which gives the preparation for the UGC NET examination, or Exam Race by Maniksha Jain, and the next channel from Kumar Bharat, Arpita Karwa, Now Classes, Anuj Jindal, BSI Academy, Vineet Pandey, and UN Academy. They give the classes under the Let's Crack NTA UGC NET by UN Academy. So these are the different YouTube channels. Because most of the YouTube channels are available in Hindi, and the students who are writing from Tamil Nadu, they are writing the answers in English. So some of the channels give the topics, give the classes in English. So you can just have your choosing of the channels, and you can just very well prepare for the examination. So this is when you look from outside, it may be quite easy for some of the students, but when you look into the previous question papers, there lies different task over there. So you have to formulate a good strategy. Again and again I am saying that when you prepare yourself, you have to take the notes. You need to have a short notes on how to go about with the aptitude, like the research aptitude or the teaching aptitude, because there is for every concept or for any topic there is a conceptual understanding is very important. If you understand the concept very well, the base must be strong. For that you need to prepare your own notes from the materials you are collecting. So if you take down the notes, and if you just have it, and if you think over it again and again and again, it goes into your subconscious mind. That makes you to be strong. Whatever question been appear in the examination, you can clear the question. So your understanding, the UGC, this NTA test you only for your analytical understanding. They are not testing your memory. Okay, so this preparation part must be very efficient. That is very important. Okay, I think I have covered the full thing. So if you got to have any doubts, you can give it in the comment section. and I wish you all the best for sitting for the examination, and I will meet you in the next live video of giving the history preparation. Right? Thank you very much.